joined Technicolor back in 2000, back when the only way audiences could consume visual media was on bulky TV sets and going to the cinema. Technology has changed everything. We consume more content on more devices than ever before. For the past 100 years, Technicolor really has been known as the industry leader in film. And a couple of years ago, Technicolor saw the direction that the industry was going and took the leap of faith and decided we were going to exit that business, the business that everybody knew us for doing, and decided that technology and innovation was the road to the future, and we embarked on it. So our talent, their careers have been based on their reputation. And the filmmakers, the creatives, they're very busy, and they trust my talent to ensure that the vision of their story that they want to bring to life, that they've got the right technology and means available to them to actually capture those pivotal moments and bring that to the audiences worldwide.
Bringing emotion to this process can be part of the colorist or the finishing artist's role. It really depends on what you're brought, and what you're trying to do is make it the best for whatever it is, whether it's a comedy or whether it's sad or whether it's got great emotion or just something to look at and contemplate.
Steve Scott has been entertaining audiences for over 40 years, from singing and dancing to his impressive paintings and illustrations. With a passion for detail, he knows how to transform the filmmaker's vision into an absolute work of art.
The most important aspect for me is my painting background, because at the end it's all just imagery. You're looking at imagery, and is it compelling in the way you want it to be, or more importantly, the creatives who entrusted their baby with you want it to be? Does it reflect what the DP, the cinematographer, had in mind when he was shooting it? What did he want to accomplish in the room? So for me, once I've mastered the technology to whatever degree I have, it's about forgetting that and hearing what the creatives are saying and trying to seamlessly give them what they want as quickly as you possibly can.
Some might say that Steve Scott is somehow able to make the impossible possible.
The role of a colorist in the film industry is to create and make a look for a film or for television. Nowadays, everything shot digitally is shot in a raw form. There's no look attached to these images. They are lighting sets and they are lighting actors and actresses, so there is a light balance on the scene, but there's a generalized look but no specific look. They save that for later when we can get into my environment, which is a creative environment, allows me to manipulate the color and the density. I describe it to friends of mine as Photoshop on steroids, because most everybody knows what Photoshop is and how you can manipulate pictures and images. I do that on a grand scale for feature films.
Mike Sowa has just a gentle, kind, thoughtful demeanor and personality. A master artist.
It's a visual medium. The trick is to translate that visually, that emotion, without distracting away from the emotional scene itself. It's a fine line at times because you're trying to create something different that the viewer gets without actually focusing on. Because if they're focusing on the look of a scene, they're out of the scene. They're not paying attention to what's going on, and we don't want that.
Sparkle is one of my senior colorists.
My name's Steve Arkle, and I'm commonly known by the name Sparkle, and I'm a broadcast colorist here at Technicolor in Hollywood. This season I'm responsible for 8 TV shows, so I'm responsible for 4 dramas, 3 situation comedies, and a single camera half hour. I get those files from our editorial department and color grade them under direction of the DP, which is then reviewed by producers, and we pass it on through the system.
He's a machine. He doesn't stop. He works 7 days a week.
What I do is 70% personality and 30% talent. I can paint a picture and I can get that picture done in a reasonable amount of time and make the clients happy, but the clients have got to want to come back. And it's one thing to be professional, it's another thing to be fun to work with. You have to find the mix of both to make it work.
He loves his clients, and he just keeps going, and he just never says no.
The reality of what Technicolor is we're a creative factory. People come here for innovation, they come here for our artistry, but we need to have a certain amount of throughput, and that's what we do. I'm just lucky that I work on commercials, music videos, TV, very small amounts of features, and that's only through the few DPs I know who request me. But I can't do features and support my client base. How do I work on a project for a month and ignore my client base that I've spent 25 years building up? I can't do that. So as much as I'd love to do DIs and sit in a theatre and create images that are giant, I'm not going to bite the hand that's fed me for a long time. So I'll get my artistic thrills off a 65-inch monitor.
I think each one of these colorists brings something very unique and something special. They bring their own flair to the filmmaking process and their creatives and what they have to offer.
What I think a good picture looks like is always developing. Working in whichever display device that I have in front of me, you know, I'm always trying to achieve the best image, and it starts with the image, that the way it's exposed and the way it's captured. My job is to not create a problem. It's just to, you know, try to give them back what they're looking for, and hopefully it's in the file.
And when I deal with some of the great artists of our time who are cinematographers or directors, they may have to go through a process that can be arduous and challenging and take a lot of time and be thrown out and be completely redone. But because I've had to face that canvas, that blank canvas, I know that I want to be there to facilitate that exploration. I want to be there to encourage that and to say, nothing's going wrong. You know, I'm here to help you feel comfortable in this exploration, and I'm privileged to be a part of it.
The reality is that it's the people of Technicolor that make Technicolor what it is. And it's a crew in our broadcast department, and I only talk about the broadcast department because they're the people I'm most closely associated with. It's a crew of individuals that work together to get the client through the place, to make it feel like a small boutique and make every client feel like they have access to that person. And that, in essence, is Technicolor is a giant corporation, but it's really the sum of the individuals that make it a small boutique.
What excites me the most about the future of film and television is the possibilities, and that there really are no boundaries and no limits to what's capable. Technology continues to advance, and with each advancement, it gets better and better, and the future is bright.